Go. And when the Lord raised them up judges, then the Lord was with the judge, and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repented the Lord because of their groanings by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. Because God didn't want to see his chosen people in such dire straits. And it came to pass, when the judge was dead, that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers, in following other gods to serve them and to bow down unto them. They ceased not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn way. That's what's happening on earth today. We Christians, the true born-again believers, are the minority. There's only a few of us compared to the billions that are out there. But we are the ones that will survive. Can you dig that? And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he said, because that this people hath transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened unto my voice, I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died, that through them, now these are the people that are evil, he uses them against Israel. Listen to this. That through them I may prove Israel, show them, whether they will keep the way of the Lord to walk therein as their fathers did keep it, or not. In other words, if you don't follow God's commandments, you get the crap. If you do, he fights the battles with you and wins. Here's the last verse in chapter 2. Therefore the Lord left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua, because the people would not obey God. They refused. Why? Evil. The evil ones were there, big time. The evil ones are here in America. They're in every state. They're growing in Canada and Mexico. That's a big joke down there. They worship the Pope. That's not God. Roman Catholics. The Romans are the ones that killed Jesus. Not us. The Romans did. Now this Pope Catholic Church, it's called the RC Church, Roman Catholic Church. They are sure to put that in there, but most people don't understand what it is. These are the people that killed Jesus, and they want to take over you. And if you disobey, off comes the head. You don't believe it? They were showing it on TV. They show it on YouTube. They cut people's heads off. They burn them. They drown them. They shoot them. They bury them. Anybody that does not follow the evil one, Satan, and his cronies, the Democrats, you might die. But before you die, it might be painful. Chapter 3, the book of Judges. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel. See if they're going to follow him or not. To prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know, to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof. In other words, when God brings peace to the land, they don't know how to fight. Let me put that. That might not be right. I'm sure they have an army and they're training and all that stuff, but they haven't experienced what God was keeping away from them. They had the thorn or the hedge placed around them, and they were protected by God. There was 2 circles, the inner and the outer circle with the angels facing in and out and protecting the children of God. Namely, 5 lords of the Philistines and all the Canaanites and the Sidonians and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon unto the entering in of Hamath. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. Understand any of that stuff? It went into your head. It's still in there. You got to get the book, and you got to read this yourself. You got to find out how it works in you and how he explains it to you. Now this Bible, let me read 3 more verses, and then I'll say something. And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, and Amorites, and Perizzites, and Hivites, and Jebusites. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons, and served their gods. In other words, they didn't follow God. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and forgat the Lord their God, and served Balaam and the groves. They're serving Satan. That's what's happening in America today. Now, I want to explain something about this Bible here. There's so much information in this book. I'm going to try to explain it the way I understand it. I remember being on a ship out in the middle of the ocean. And me and a friend was standing at the rail up near the forecastle. That's the front of the boat. We're looking out at all the water. There was no land to be seen, and there was no other ships, and I didn't see any planes, right? And my friend said, "Wow, look at all that water." Now, this was back in the 60s. I didn't know God then, right? And I turned to him and I said, "And that's only on top." You understand that? We're seeing all that water. You can't even measure it. And that's only the stuff that's on top. That's what this Bible is. It's so deep and powerful and full. You only see what's on top. That's why you have to keep reading again and again and again and stick it in there. And you get in deeper and deeper and deeper. Those who diligently seek me, says God, will find me. Here's his people disobeying, so he just let them go. Well, why experience all that when you can have peace and calmness? Now, I'm not rolling in money, man. I don't have a whole bunch of money, but I got enough to eat every day. I got a warm place to live in, a nice clean bed to sleep in, and I got a family that loves me. There's nothing better than that. Let me, see, I'm talking a little calmer today, but I still got to do a Marco Rubio. You want to know who Marco Rubio is? I believe he's one of the senators in Florida. And the only reason he got voted in was because he's down there with all them Cubans. A lot of Cuban people in Florida. Not American. They're Cubans, and they voted him in. See what happens? Is he 100% on the side of you? Nope. That's my opinion. All right? All this stuff is my opinion. And I believe it's true. You check it out yourself. Because God says, you will know them by their fruits, what they produce. Let's read some more. Remember this guy's name, Othniel? Therefore the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of, wow, check this name out, Chushan-Rishathaim. Chushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, and the children of Israel served Chushan-Rishathaim 8 years. I used to just blast right through that stuff when I read it by myself, you know? But now I'm having fun with it. And when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised up a deliverer to the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. Kenaz was Caleb's younger brother. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel and went out to war. And the Lord delivered Chushan-Rishathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand. And his hand prevailed against Chushan-Rishathaim, and the land had rest 40 years. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, died. Imagine that. While Othniel was alive, and he was giving the proper guidance to the people, and they won a terrific war, I would say, and that's hand-to-hand combat. Except for maybe them chariots. Of course, Elijah found a chariot, huh? 40 years of peace. Wow, I bet a lot of people were being born in 40 years, huh? But were they being born of Israelites or these other countries, huh? The other nations? That's what's happening in America. America kills its newborn babies while it's still in the womb. Even some of them, when they pull them out, they're still alive, they let them die. How would you like to be laying on a table with your legs spread apart, and the doctor pulls this killer, pulls a baby out part way and sticks something in his head and kills him? I wonder if you're still awake when they do that. Or do they drug you and put you to sleep? And you got all these nurses and stuff. Everybody's watching this, man. They know what's going on. There's a lot of people in that building that are privy to everything that's going on. Why do they stay in there? Because they're evil. They have evil demons in them. Read about that in the book. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. This is after the judge died. Didn't take them long to get back into the crap, huh? You get the wrong person in front of you, and it's all evil all over again. Over and over and over. It comes to an end after Jesus comes back, and he puts an end to it. But leading up to that day, there's going to be some stuff happening. Folks, if you have opportunity to get a weapon, a handgun or a rifle with a lot of ammunition, make sure you go to some folks like the National Rifle Association or many of the rod and gun clubs that will teach you safety, how to safely use a handgun or a rifle, and when you should use it. And more importantly, when you should not, okay? Prepare to defend yourself. If there was 1, 2, 3, or 10 individuals in that church out near San Antonio shooting back at that scumbag that killed all them people, maybe it would have been a little less damage, you know? I think I said that a couple of times. I get an ache in my heart thinking that my wife or one of my kids could receive one of those bullets. I will stand in front of my family and defend them. All right, I'm going to knock this off for a moment.